Only darkness exists. But don't worry. We're on a quest. A quest to solve a murder, yes. But maybe also a quest to discover if we're man enough. Maybe we'll find out in the bookstore. We don't have our memory. We don't know if we're man enough. We have to discover it for ourselves.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
The clerk extends a greeting. Let's see if we can hear that voice a little better.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be an opportunity. Yes, let's ask. We need money. Let's ask the bookstore owner for money.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavor. One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
Son, you got destroyed there. What an idiot you are.
Oh no, Physical Instrument believes we are absolutely not man enough. So are you the owner of this store?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice, high-pitched, sounds familiar. You've talked to her before, through the doorbell. That's correct. I'm looking for a book about cockatoos.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
Yes, we need to find out if the cockatoo is indeed our birdsona. What if I want to buy a book, and what if I don't have money?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything?
She fiddles with her pendant. Oh.
Go, be drawn.
She fiddles with her pendant, waves her bony fingers. What types of books do you have?
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
They do, actually. I'll take a look then.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
The girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
The fact that she denies the curse makes me think even more that there is a curse. Your daughter's the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post, doing her job like a proper girl?
Oh, she absolutely was.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
So much.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Oh, are we rating her performance?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
I feel that I should not grade a human being. I don't do that.
Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. I expect an answer.
Fine, fine. Give her a perfect 10. She was polite and helpful and told me what a book was. She didn't have to do that.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Oh, I sense a left-wing answer. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor.
You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening.
Well, that depends. How much do you pay the kid?
Good sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her, as a fund. She's securing her financial future out there.
You can't trust the child with the money now, I suppose. I guess I was mistaken.
Indeed. Are we done with the jokes now?
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
All this pressure has made her really anxious. You know, she's been chewing her nails. I actually did some detective work and deduced that. I'm a detective.
God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
A part of hers, too, clearly.
I don't think she can do anything about it.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that. I usually don't know anything.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologise. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
She stops, but her mouth keeps moving. All right, I gained experience from that. I don't know if I gained experience from the outcome, or did I gain experience from the left-wing answer? I'm not sure.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
Empathy tells me that you're like Annette to your husband and your mother.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely perverse energies around that person. But my husband...
She shakes her head.
My husband is completely different, of course.
Is this husband Annette's father?
Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne.
Grand Couronne? What is that?
It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighbourhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects.
Oh, she's going to live in the good neighborhood.
Your head feels light and dizzy. A cold breeze caresses your flesh.
Yes, give me psychic knowledge of this place.
Monstrous buildings loom over Grand Couronne. A cold wind howls in the empty halls of homes built upon delusions.
Why?
There is no life in Grand Couronne. No one can afford to live there.
Wow, a series of just expensive housing everywhere. Emptied, abandoned.
Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure.
And your husband's also involved with the bookstore?
He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
So I guess he doesn't get involved in the day-to-day operations of the store. Is Annette an only child?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
Why not? Martinez seems like it's thriving.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
Well, I mean, even if we did, we wouldn't know if we did. Who knows? Maybe we are father. Who can say if we're not? She told me she doesn't go to school anymore.
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course.
Plaisance nods.
I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
Any day now, this store is going to take off. And business is going to explode any day. All right, I had something else in mind.
The woman looks aloof. Her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Farewell for now, book peddler. All right, let's take a look around, look for some books. And also, we might as well turn the music volume back up. Maybe Man Enough will come back at some point.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Storekeep? What board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure. Or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda. a very educational game for those interested in geography. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Do I have friends? As we look at Kim.
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Yes, kids, friends, chicks. I have all those.
Then you're a lucky man, officer. Children are the greatest of treasures.
She fiddles with her pendant, thinking.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
That sounds compelling. I do not have 12 real, however. What about all these whirl things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Well, tell me about these role-playing games.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
She looks at the table, crossing her arms. Yes, I've heard that these games are corrupting the minds and souls of our children. Satan is getting into our homes through these games, and we're letting it happen. What's happening? What's happening here? What's happening? Let's look through the pile of world-related items.
An endless variety of source books, law books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
Oh, a choose-your-own adventure book? Is it... You see, I mentioned earlier that the communism magazine was very dry. Maybe they should try, writing a choose-your-own adventure book where you learn about communism. Anything that really catches my eye here?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
Ooh.
Nonsense for anemic binoclards.
I'm getting the impression that binoclard means someone who wears glasses, but it sounds like such a nasty thing to say. I don't know if that's how the people in this world would take it, but it sounds like it. We cannot afford these games. Gift books and molten What is molten candy?
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyamdal somewhere.
Is he fighting giant snakes?
This is entirely, completely you. You have found the right books.
All right, this is our section. Storekeep, tell me about the Muscle Man books.
Oh, Man from Hyamdal. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Exactly what I'm looking for. Why are they so popular?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
I mean, I have a lot to do. I have to solve a murder, but it's grabbing my imagination. Sounds good. Which one should I start with?
What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say.
I need to read them in order so I understand the complex lore.
If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hyamdalaman, the man from Hyamdal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Cannot afford Hyamdallar Man. Like, even if I had 9 real, we do have to save up to pay our rent, but I am curious to know what we could possibly learn from this book.
Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the Solipsistic, Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man.
Man, is that a crossover? Do they team up or do they fight each other? How many of these are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the Sages at the End of the World. Man from Heimdall and the False God. Man from Heimdall and the Scorched Earth. Man from Heimdall, the Heimdall Colonies. Man from Heimdall and the Swamp Beast. Man from Heimdall and the Snow Crabs. Those snow crabs are worse than they sound.
Is that all?
Not even close. Heimdall in Hell. Man from Heimdall and the Forest of Slaves. Man from Heimdall under the lake. Man from Heimdall, Heimdall burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a pastoral combat gamebook set in the world of Heimdall Man, and so much more.
Well, there's a pain threshold check. Wow, 92%. We can see if pain threshold, if we can ask pain threshold if any of the books call out to us. Well, let's see.
Nothing of interest. Only silence and the cosmic background pain radiation.
It always hurts when you lose a roll that high. But it's a white check. We'll be able to try it again later. Like, I mean, the odds are we're going to get that the next time we do it. So we're going to see if any of these Heimdall Man books really call out to us. Call out to our soul.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win.
Well, I'm going to ignore that you just said that and ask you what you're doing now.
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess.
Well, if you're rich, you can hire people who know math.
Oh, I found something while you were away.
What is it?
I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
She gives you a hat. Almost exactly like the one Dick Mullen wears on the covers. Wait, where did you get it?
Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there.
Forbidden hat. It's a fedora?
Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that.
Man, people are going to take me so seriously now. I should confront the Hardy Boys again wearing this hat.
Right, I have to get back to my homework now, before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
Well, see you around, Annette. And I'm so touched. We're so poor, and yet we're being given this gift? Bringing tears to my eyes. Dick Mullen's hat. If anything, this wide-rimmed hat looks even better than the hat Dick Mullen wears. Dick Mullen is stupid. Not even real. You're real. Your brain is real. Your real brain is inside the hat. +1 encyclopedia. What's our encyclopedia right now? 1. So, this is useful. Give us 2 maybe encyclopedia will actually be able to chime in every now and again. Old sports magazines tucked away in a dark corner. Well, I mean, who would anyone want to read old sports magazines? Like, that's a very, like, current event kind of thing. The book collects the national receipts of Arda. They're all about lake trout. National recipes, I should say. Oh, here's the curtain that our hat came from.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Shopkeeper, what's behind the curtains?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
I am compelled to look at the books. but something about this curtain compels me as well.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Yeah, there's something about these curtains. Gotta examine the strange cage-like trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
It sounds like an odd thing to have on display in a bookstore. Let's pull open the curtains.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand is closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Danger? I mean, danger is what we do.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
This is about the curse. That's why you're afraid?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
She's almost begging you. Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The powers, huh? But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
You know, so far, I think this is the only person we've met who believes in psychic powers. Like, everyone else that we talk to, if we ever bring up things about, like, the hallucinations we see with Inland Empire or anything like that, there's just sort of discarded. But no, she's all in on that. She totally believes in that. We could probably engage with her about some of the things we've been seeing, like the conversations we had with the corpse. She'd probably be open to that. Huh. Well, let's look around the rest of the bookstore before we force this issue.
Thank you. Let's just talk about this first, all right? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown.
Lies. Rip them open, we say.
Duly noted, Half-Light.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful.
Inland Empire wants us to be cautious.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Let's look around. Let's see what else is in this place, and then we'll come back to these curtains.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Storekeep, what's all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Yes, that is true. You do need to read crime fiction to actually investigate crime. We all know that's how it works.
Sex crimes did pique your interest, but still, this Dick Mullen person only gets your pleasure centers down.
Let's look through the display of books.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers.
Yeah, I guess if there was like dramatic fiction being made about your job, it would feel kind of weird.
These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove a body from a tree.
Yeah, I bet Dick Mullen could have gotten the body down from the tree without any difficulty. He would have made the shot. Completely unrealistic, as we know.
What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Oh God, no. So it looks like the subject of the stress that this work creates upon the officer's family, maybe something that's rattling around the back of our head. Why would we be thinking about that? About the stress that this could put on our family, on our marital relationship. No reason at all, I guess. Let's tell me about the books on this shelf.
You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. The Final Case of Dick Mullen. An Obvious Lie. Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower. The Ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's Funeral Pyre. The Murder of Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen dies?
Oh no, turns out he faked it to solve a case.
Oh, yes, of course. Any more?
Yes, there's also The Dame Who Did It. Farewell, my Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer.
Well, wait, Dick Mullen murders someone? Does he go to jail for that? Or how does that work?
After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Reaction speed has to answer that, huh? Well, it is a white check.
Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of reach.
We lost some morale because we can't remember who Dick Mullen is. Well, also, it's not answering what's obviously the most compelling question, which is there like a crossover book with Dick Mullen and Hum Dollar Man? You'd think that would be an obvious thing, right? That's the crossover that the fans want to see. A quaint picture book brochure, very colorful. It's a tome of fascist magic, rather specifically fascist magic. I didn't know that was a specific genre of magic.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Storekeep, anything of note on this shelf?
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is an innocence?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education.
I have at least some education.
The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
I thought it was about which of these innocences is the coolest and greatest?
Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings.
So you recommend it?
Certainly. It's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
Yeah, I can't imagine the chaos someone would be in if they had no memory or just any kind of inclination of what the world is, or what's happened here, or the political systems, or anything like that. You couldn't even live like that.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
Oh, Inland Empire wants us to get this. I don't want to spend money at the moment is the thing. Let's look through the display of books.
Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook.
What's it about?
High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other.
Yeah, you would be famous for doing that if that was something you could do. People would know it, yes.
Next to that, Revacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long.
What, I just can't, sit down on the floor and read through these? I thought that's how bookstores worked. Everyone just sits down in the aisles and just reads whatever they want. Is that not how it works here in Martinez?
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
Well, let's remember that we were interested in the greatest innocence. We were also interested in Hyam Dollar Man. So it's a couple books that we do want.
Maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Let's look at the map of Insulinda.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme.
And what else?
Ozon, Laurentide, Fas à la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you.
I can see myself on the map.
Radiating outwards from you, the suzerain Revachol. With a radius of 80 kilometers, still, the crown jewel of this Isola would be barely visible.
Squint first. Can you see cities on the islands?
You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. Lost little pearls of light, tiny fires in the dark.
Look at the edges.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Mwindi is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away.
Yeah, I do not expect that Encyclopedia would have been able to make that roll, even with our new fancy hat. I don't think that one was happening.
Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust.
Conceptualization failing that one. Same thing as well. All right, map of Revachol.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East.
And west of the river?
Hudon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
Wow, the best place to live is described as not bad. I guess that's where Plaisance wants to go. What about Martinez?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock, the strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, Coal City is worse. A charred limb. Rain falls on its slick black streets. And then there's the burnt-out quarter in the heart of Jamrock. Is it cold in this bookstore? Or is it just you?
There's a place in Jamrock called the Burnt Out Quarter.
No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
What about the map of Martinez?
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48.
All right, I think the year is 51, so 3 years old. That's pretty current. Also, Martinez does not really seem like a place that has a lot of construction going on, so it should be accurate.
Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags there.
Storekeep, can I buy these maps?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them.
Oh, collector's item maps. How fancy.
They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
90 cents? That's, yeah, it's barely anything, really. Maybe that could be useful. Like, a map is probably useful. A map of the place we're in is probably useful. Why is the one of Martinez so cheap?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be.
Oh?
From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
What happened after that?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
We apparently could steal it. That is... I don't think that's happening. That seems like it's not going to be a thing we could do. Let's just remember the map is here. It's probably fine to... Well, I mean, I probably shouldn't say that since I don't actually know how we're going to get the remainder of the real we need to get 20 to pay the rent. Maybe we should figure out how that's going to happen before we actually spend anything. But we'll remember there's also this map here that we want to get. Another boring book. Just discarded here. Man, this place is so full of boring books.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
All right, the supernatural section. What do we got here?
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
I see. How does that work?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything.
Uh-huh.
Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Well, of course. Then it's entirely within my power to heal myself if I just choose to. And if I'm sick, it means that I failed to do that. My willpower was not strong enough and I chose to be sick. But if I choose to be well, I don't need to spend any money on doctors at all.
It's your own fault if you're ill. Got it?
Endurance likes that. Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And
that one might be relevant for us.
There's even a chapter on the ancient Seraise tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
92%. Because +1, we heard about the curse. All right. Well, we failed a 90-something percent check. Let's see if we can actually pass this one. Inland Empire, find us something truly otherworldly.
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale.
What's the pale?
The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted.
What's this book about?
The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale.
What would that do for you?
Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed in nothing but a towel, to thrash you while you're spread naked and helpless on a cool slab.
I don't think the book says anything about that pain threshold. Are you sharing with us? It sounds invigorating.
It is, and good for the circulation too.
And what else is in here?
It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pale. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pale and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired.
What does that do?
Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health.
I should probably get my hands on some of it. What else is in there?
For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pale, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour.
I kind of feel like this book probably needs a short introduction to the pale. It feels like we're missing something.
These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins. especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions.
Oh man, I can detoxify my body? I felt that my body has too many toxins in it. I was trying to find a way to cleanse it of the toxins, and maybe I should look into this.
This is exactly what you need.
Yes, Inland Empire agrees.
I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper, but this pale territory sounds sort of dangerous. Maybe you shouldn't walk in it naked.
Oh, Half-Light sounds cautious about this. That's kind of new. Anything else of note in here?
There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
I probably need that.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, I must insist you buy it.
But Plaisance, I'm just about starting the dick section. It's the dick section for men who are having dick troubles. Can I just skim this to? It might be relevant to me, and I don't know if. Well, it's cheap enough to buy. I really can't spend money at this point in time without knowing how we're going to get enough money for the rent. Inland Empire wants us to buy it, though. Let's ask about this section of books.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free.
But Plaisance, information wants to be free. Didn't you know?
I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh, no.
What does that even mean, Plaisance? I don't know what that sentence means. What is a police store? Well, we can't ask. I think we've looked at all the sections now. Well, maybe we should save a game. Just in case. And, well, can we talk to her about this curtain?
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Why are you so uptight about those curtains? I just want to know what's on the other side.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
Well, I was reading the book about supernatural dick solutions, but you told me to stop reading it. So I'm getting mixed messages here, Plaisance. If it's just a storage room, why do you have that strange trinket on the curtains?
It's just for decoration.
She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile, and something breaks.
Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing.
Ah, yes, the DCA.
Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to the pendant. How does this curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
She peers at the curtains again.
Didn't that curtain just move?
I'm a little confused. What does that mean?
Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Huh. Bankrupt ghosts?
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
Strange. I feel unwanted too. What does it mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Plaisance, why did you not just tell me right away it's the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
The void wraiths.
Such wraiths may prove a formidable enemy. Suit up.
Yes, let's punch a ghost. That is how you deal with them. Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
She nods at the strange cage-like trinket on the curtains.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear, it's not enough.
Is your pendant part of the wards as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
You were trying to cast a spell on me.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we can ask if it's actually worked. Would you like me to take the case? I could investigate, see if the curse is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
Psychic arts? Sounds right down our alley.
Oh, that's a drama check. Better than I would have thought. Helped Annette. You're the master of psychic art. I don't know if I am, but... Can I ask any more questions about the curse first?
Okay, but please, only a few questions.
No, it seems not.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Alright, well... Let's... Drama 0. It's amazing that this is even with drama at 0. Well, let's see if... I would like to get her cooperation with this ghost investigation. Let's see if the chat can increase my chances at all. So this is a drama. I need more, intellect? Yeah, drama is under int. So let's click that and see if we can get another point in our int. Drama is something that hasn't really come up much, but I guess that's probably because we have so low drama. It's not something that speaks up a whole lot. We're at 72%. Let's try it.
Time to fire up the old lie machine.
Well, that's unfortunate, but okay. What does the lie machine have for us? Ma'am, I am a renowned private investigator, a paragon of law, and a specialist in all things criminal.
And I am his private partner, John Shaw. Together we run the preeminent postal surveillance firm in Revachol.
There we go. Kim's playing along with us. We are truly private in our partnership.
Once we've caught our client's spouse in flagrante delicto, we blackmail them and pocket the money ourselves, because that's what private investigators do. Now, I see that you are a married woman.
What nonsense are you two going on about? This is not relevant at all. And besides, my husband would never do such a thing. We are proper people.
All right, enough nonsense. The point is that sometimes we take on unusual cases.
How can I believe you after all that foolishness?
She looks somewhat irritated.
Our sincere apologies, ma'am. No more nonsense. We are offering to assist you with your troubles. Pro bono.
Despite the apologies, there's a twinge of amusement in the lieutenant's eye. I guess we're starting to rub off on him, which is probably not a good thing. It's a good offer, ma'am. I urge you to accept our help. It may be the only chance to save your business.
That's right. When not spying on the love affairs of the ultra-rich, we solve unusual mysteries by the low reload.
What better way than to ask us...
Oh my God, will you stop with that incessant yammering? It's too much. If you wanted the key to the back door, you could have just asked for it.
Okay, I'll ask for it. Can we have the key?
Absolutely not.
Oh. Well. Unfortunately, I guess we're just going to have to use our physicality when words fail.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you! You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding!
Well, I have to unleash them if I'm gonna punch them. How else am I gonna punch them? Ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers? A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Doesn't seem like there's anything else in the room except this back door.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down?
I mean, pain threshold is high, so maybe I should break it down. But not before I strategize.
That's right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid ground and a proper posture if you want to succeed.
Yeah, let's check our posture. How's that doing?
Steady breathing. Solid core. You've got this. With one shoulder forward, you're ready to smash into the door like a battering ram.
Let's check our surroundings.
The room is dimly lit and littered with old barbershop rubbish. But the path to the door is clear.
What about the door?
It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine layer of rust. It should be doable.
Okay, +1. Preparation phase complete. What happens if we knock on the door?
Only an echo. No one is there.
83%.
Ow, shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Please don't cry. Please don't cry. I don't want anyone to see me cry.
Are you alright? This looked pretty intense and painful, I must admit.
What is going on there? Are you really trying to break down the back door? I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't tempt the spirits or you'll damage the holy wards on the door.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however. It's still locked and closed, covered in dozens of little charms and trinkets.
Well, it is a white check, but I guess we'll have to come back another time to try to break down the door again. Oh, what's that?
Bent metal, broken glass. Your path lies strewn with the broken forms of everyday objects. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter.
Gaze upon me, stuff, and despair.
Kudos.
A new thought? Well, let's see what it is. Temporary research bonus, -2 to pain threshold, 2 hours, 15 minutes. The problem, take a look at your hands. See how bruised they are? See those little scars? This is Exhibit A. The material world is holding you back. Containers, mailboxes, doors, chains, they are all your enemies. Always have been. Atoms themselves are in on the conspiracy, forming shapes and structures that you hate. Your energy stuck in the body. You are spirit trapped in matter. Break free. Beat up that lamppost. Let it know just how much objects suck. Well, this seems like a pretty appropriate thought to internalize, but our available slots are, well, We don't have any at this moment. I would probably want to forget this one, since we've not actually gotten... It doesn't seem like we've gotten any additional XP for dialogue. I don't know, there was one left-wing answer we did. I don't think we got an additional 4 XP for it. Like, we got plus 5 XP, which seems like... I don't know. I don't know if that worked. It's hard to say. Like, if like that one time, if we didn't have it, would we have gotten plus 1? I don't think we ever got plus 1. So it was always been like plus 5 or like even numbers, like 10 or so. So I'm not really sure if we've been getting this XP, but even so, I don't have any skill points right now, so I can't forget it. I guess when we get a skill, the next time we get a skill point, we'll unlock one of these, and we'll start learning Anti-Object Task Force. See what that's about. Oh, what's that? No sane person would ever put their head into such No sane person would ever put their head into such machine? What does that mean? I'm just blinking this rapidly. Oh, actually, there is something on the second floor we didn't get. What was that? Merely looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. Which haircut we talking about? I mean, I was maybe like that one, but that's in another room entirely. And it's there, right there.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
Well, we came in here looking for information about cockatoos.
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems.
Wait, we have behavioral problems. What about this guide to cockatoos, storekeeper?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
We could buy it. -1, angry storekeeper stare down. Well, interfacing that was never going to come through for us. Again, I need to find out how we can make money before we actually purchase anything, but okay, the cockatoo book is here. There's actually a lot of things here that we should probably come back for once we have money. And also, like, I guess probably the next day, we can try ramming this door down again. So I think that's everything in here. Also, we got a hat. We got a nice hat. So, like, there was actually some good stuff that happened in here. Does Kim have anything new to say since we last spoke to him? Yeah, we never actually tried this.
What if...
Hey!
Did it?
We got to convince him that there's a sexy dark mystery. I did what? The Hanged Man?
Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory. It wasn't that you were horrified. You were just surprised by your own daring.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe this is why your chest feels so hollow. You did an awful thing, and you can't even bring yourself to acknowledge it. Are you sure you would have the strength to take down a hardened mercenary? You're not in the best shape.
Kim, I think I may be the murderer. I killed the man, and then tricked myself into forgetting about it.
And what has led you to this conclusion?
My chest feels hollow, like I did something terrible.
That is a common side effect of overindulgence. It will pass.
So you're saying I didn't kill him?
I find that highly unlikely. It's not unusual for detectives to feel complicit in a crime until the perpetrator is apprehended, especially when the investigation is dragging. So let's get back to it, shall we?
Well, we got some experience, but we did not convince Kim that there is a sexy dark twist. Actually, this is so low, even with, like, 2 points. Sylvie suicide jokes, Roy mentioned suicide. Sure, why not?
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
But that makes sense. I'm exceedingly qualified for this case.
If you're so well qualified, why can't you remember why you were sent? Anyway, don't keep the lieutenant waiting.
Right. Well, we can try that again, I guess. But for right now, that might be everything in the bookstore. Oh. Nah, nothing new for her. We bothered her enough, I guess. What's this? The book says you must obtain a Franconagenarian hard body at the nearest gym. I believe our body is already hard. I mean, we have had some problems with our body.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Well, actually, we never looked at this. Yeah, visual calculus is not gonna help us with that, I don't think. Why am I looking at this?
Cop habit. You look at everything.
What kind of vehicle drove through here?
Hard to say.
Yeah, perception not giving us much.
No. These tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away.
Oh. It's, there's that woman from the beginning of the game. She's on the roof? I don't think we ever saw a way to get on the roof. I'm trying to think of the doors that go into the whirling, and that are inside the whirling. I can't think of one that... Can't think of anything that goes out onto the roof. I don't know how we'd get up there. This coin-operated viewer has been banged up, inoperable. Oh yeah, that's one of the viewers that Plaisance mentioned. When they were renovating the town, they put in these viewers. To Roundabout North. Cape Side Apartments, Martinez Pier. The ad reads, broken window? Tibbs has windows. Hey, we broke a window. Well, no, actually, the case of who broke our hotel room window, still unsolved. Maybe we'll never solve it.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Poor little viewer.
The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
Vandalism as we shake our head.
Probably some kids.
What kids around here would do that? Look inside.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onuk written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards.
It's a mystery who would do this.
Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach. and a small tent set up on the ice.
Nothing else to say about it. Maybe it's some place we might go at some point. If you had a bag in your hand, we could collect bottles. Yeah, that is something that we heard about at one point, that we could collect the bottles in a bag and get money.
Operated viewer is
Well, I mean, we're not spending money on that. Lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to our approach. Inside, the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it. There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint? Capeside Apartments.
Hey! Up here, Piggo!
Hello?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Let's start with your blood type and go from there.
Go where? Accosting a miner?
Listen to your partner, pigman. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
Despite the attitude, she puts the brush aside. What are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
Oh, I know about that. I'm gonna make this great work of art any day now. I'm gonna get started. I have the tools right here. I'm just taking a break for right now. It's just a temporary thing. I'll get to it. Well, you just watch. It's gonna be great when I'm done. But to finish, I have to get started. And that'll happen any day now. I have an opinion on this. You want to hear it?
Yeah?
I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
Kim, do we have a stamp?
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
Yeah, the cops want you to do it. The cops think it would be cool if you painted that building. You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at?
She nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
The woman has a boat? I don't think many people around here have their own boat.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Who is she?
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
Look, as long as she doesn't start talking about her race theory, it's a step up from what we've been dealing with.
You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Wacky is something I can do.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on.
Do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
so you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art? Art for the, body.
Ugh, alright. Sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Look cute as hell.
I'm surprised that worked. All right, so if we meet a little girl in a fishing village, we'll remember that.
If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time.
General westward direction. And there's a little girl wearing the gloves there?
No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you.
Because I'm unbelievably charismatic.
I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
She looks at you, a little sad suddenly.
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
Yep, she's got a thing for cops. We can tell. Let's catch you later, Cindy.
Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Oh, what's that there? Oh, it's a coat just lying around. Well, let's see. Signal blue naval coat. This classic double-breasted coat suits everyone, including you. And if you ever find yourself battling winds at the helm of a ship, then the coat's heavy fabric has got your back, even if moths have left a few holes in it. +1 suggestion, -1 half-light. That's a -1, huh? Well, this one doesn't... What we're wearing does not have negatives. It's +1 esprit de corps and +1 shivers, so... I don't know if we would want to actually wear that. And got some magnesium. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A. Your room in the Whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. Alright, well, it looks like we finally found the company representative. That's someone who we've been looking for, because we've talked to the union rep, union head, and the company rep is the person who was supposed to actually negotiate with Everart to stop the strike. So we finally found this person. But I think that since we're about to start a new conversation, I think that means we should end our session for tonight. So, what have we done? Well, most of this was exploring the bookstore, exploring all those books, finding things that we would like to buy, but we just shouldn't be spending the money until we know we can actually pay our rent tonight. Finding out about the curse in the bookstore, finding out about Hiam Dollar Man, and the book about the cockatoo, and the book about how to solve our sexual dysfunction with the pail. Maybe we should learn about that. And then we just walked up here, talked to Cindy the Skull, and found the company rep. So I guess next time with Disco Elysium, we're going to find out the corporate perspective. We've been learning about the union perspective. But won't anyone think about the big corporation? We'll find out what the big corporation has to say next time.